Hi, I'm Bob Ethington.
And I'm Nick Nicholas.
And this is From Akron and Beyond. Hello there, everybody, and hello there, Nick. How are you?
Hi, perfect. It's a great Tuesday
Perfect.
here in the studio.
Well, that's quite the high opinion of yourself, Nick. Perfect.
As always.
Well, you always are perfect. Anyway, we have a perfect show for you today, which is
Perfect
we
guest.
have a very special guest, which is Mr. Jeff Klemm. I'm going to be. It's
We're
gonna
laughing at him.
It's going to be. It's going to be hard for me not to keep calling him Mr. Jeff.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have to call me Mr.
And
Jeff.
then I'm like, that was a mistake. Okay. Well, anyway, Jeff Klemm is here. For those of you who know, you'll be aware that he is a kind of a major player in the Akron music scene. He's been doing music for quite a while, and we're going to talk about his career and his accomplishments in recordings and what he's up to now. And I alluded to the Mr. Jeff moniker. One of his main enterprises right now is being a very popular children's performer. But before we get into any of that, hello, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Nick, Bob. Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Absolutely.
So I'm huge fans of you guys as people. It's been really great to get to know you over the years.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you.
But I
Thank
am
you.
huge fans of your bands. When I was in high school, I was introduced to a compilation that had, because I was in the Akron music scene, I was introduced to your compilation with all of your bands on. And
Oh,
that
the
was
clone, one of the clone bowling balls records.
Yeah. That was one of my first introductions to the Akron music scene that came before me. So getting to
Right.
meet you guys and getting to become friends with you guys and running sound for you guys all these years, through these years has been really a privilege.
Well,
Yeah, quite, I mean, we got all kinds of stuff to talk about. That's so cool, man.
no, I think the show's over now.
Okay, that's it.
He's
Yeah.
complimented us, and
It's
there's
been perfect.
no
Yeah.
point. Yeah, it has. Yes, it's a perfect show.
Are you from Akron originally?
Yeah. So I grew up in Stowe, and which is like 9 minutes to downtown Akron.
Right.
So we recorded in Akron in high school, and we would play all the Akron clubs.
So you were in bands in high school?
Yeah. Yeah, and we were relatively prolific for being in high school. We released a full-length record, multiple EPs, and then a
In
live
high school,
album.
you were doing
in high
this.
school, and a live album based on multiple live performances from Peabody's Down Under, like soundboard recordings.
really?
That was our
They're
live
like the
EP.
Grateful Dead.
Yeah. Yeah, the guys line up in their soundboard out there, doing that.
Yeah, I think
Now, what
that-
year would that have been?
2002, 2003, 2004.
So it's actually quite a while ago, but of course, me and Nick are both like, that's just yesterday.
Yeah, I know. We didn't say that with old man tone enough. You know?
Sorry. Yeah. We were not athletic. We didn't have.
Neither was I.
We weren't part of the football team. Being in a band was our extracurricular, and I was into theater, so it all melded together. And that was where I first learned, like, no. Every Thursday from this time to this time, this is when you're in the place working on the thing.
Yeah.
And that's where I really learned the work ethic of
So
what it takes.
this is all in Stowe, right?
In Stowe, yeah.
Were you in the Notables by any chance?
I know the notables, but I was not in the notables.
Yeah, my son was in that. It's like a I don't know how you describe it. They act. It was like they did
It's like-
plays, but they danced and.
Yeah, it's like show choir.
Yeah,
is what it is. Yeah.
So, so you like developed the musician's work ethic pretty early. it
Yeah.
sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the business of passion projects where it's
Sure.
you could put in you can get out of it whatever you put into it. It
Right.
could sit there for weeks, years, months.
Yes.
Or you could go to work every day, and I was in
Right.
the latter where it's like I got to go to work at this every day.
Absolutely, you're serious about it.
Yeah.
Fun, but it was serious.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
This
what?
was my like lifting weights.
Yeah.
Like if you're an athlete, you want to go lift weights and get, lift higher or lift more or go longer and condition yourself more. It was like, no, I can play those eighth notes for 32 bars. Okay.
What were your instruments of choice back then?
Yeah, so I started off as a bass player. When I was 12, 13, I worked in the summer doing a bunch of odd jobs to earn enough money to buy my own instrument. Because my parents were like, if you really want one, you'll earn the money and get it yourself.
Yeah, right.
And I really respect that of them. So I got this black and white.
It means more to you because you've earned it too.
And
right?
I still have it to this day. I still have it. It's the sticker bass now. But so I started on bass, and then
that's already a clever career move on your part. There's a million guitarists. Bands always need a bass player.
Yeah, and I always, I play guitar now live, but only because it's easier to sing.
Yeah, right.
And play guitar than it is on bass. But I still love playing the bass. I play it on all my records.
Wow.
So let's just even back up a little bit more. So what do you remember as being the first music that made an impact on you, be it radio or somebody you saw or whatever?
Yeah. So when I was 2 or 3, the family legend goes like this. We were on some family vacation. My Grandpa Gary, used to tell this story way better than I ever could. But we were on some family vacation, and there was back in the days of cassettes in the cars. We had the big van. We were going somewhere, and for the whole road trip, I would scream crying if that Michael Jackson cassette wasn't in there and we weren't listening to it. So we must have listened to the same MJ cassettes over and over. And then that year I dressed up as like him for Halloween. And little bit later on, my parents were getting divorced when I was around 7. So there was really, really big female empowered vocalists that my mom were listening to.
Right.
So that really made an impression on me.
Sure, yeah.
And then I think my dad was a part of the Columbia House.
Oh,
whatever,
the
20 CDs,
mail order.
Record clubs, yeah.
Right, and he would pick his CDs, and then he'd be like, all right, pick one or whatever. And I would look at these, and I would, wow, that one looks cool, and what is this naked baby doing on it? We'll get that one. That's Nirvana. And then this and that. And then it was really exciting.
Sure.
Because you just would, one day, okay, our CDs are here, and there's 12 new CDs. Like it was just so fun getting to listen to all these albums.
It's
when
great.
I was that age,
At that age, it's amazing, right? Music, and
it's all new.
You like know the name of every song and every CD or record or whatever, and it's like you
have all the time in the world.
Well, that's kind of it. But you just play them over and over again. I was on the way here listening to Talking Heads, their second album, and I'm like, I know every drum part on that album, every one. There was a stop in the tune, and I bump, and it's like, it's just, that's it. I'm hitting the steering wheel, but we're all like that. So music was hitting you very early.
And both my parents were community theater people.
Okay.
So
you kind of had getting up on stage in your blood, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So we would be dragged to the rehearsals, and we would have free reign over the whole place. And then when we inevitably got in trouble, they would bring us in, and we'd have to watch the whole thing. And it would be like, it's community theater, but I would look at these people like, this is like cinema. I'm watching people that are famous, very famous, do this thing. And I'm just this little kid, like in awe of these singers and these dancers going through all this practice. And I got to see very early on a show being built from the ground up. This is the 7th time that I've seen them do this song, but I noticed that they listened to the director with this note, and it's almost there. It's opening day. I'm seeing it perform. It's better than what I saw at the last 20 times. So it was really cool growing up in that environment and seeing people work for something that I didn't know was just for fun. It wasn't money. It was community theater.
Right. That's really interesting
Yeah,
because, yeah, I mean, you were learning lessons that, frankly, a lot of musicians never learn. From a very early age. So that's very interesting.
And I would run lines with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And when they had to learn songs, I would learn the song
Okay,
too.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there were times where I'm like, I know these lines better than my dad. I know this song. So
the theater's like Weather Vane and that type.
Weather Vane, Hudson Players, Stowe Players. Those were our three, go-tos back then.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just depending on the shows. And then fourth grade is when I started like doing my own shows and getting into those theater productions.
Really?
So your first band then is the high school one we alluded to at the beginning?
Yeah, there were a couple of them before. Like, for instance, I grew up, a skateboarder.
Okay.
We're skateboarding and music. We're
Right.
and we watch all these skate tapes, and there would be really cool bands and really cool music, and we're like, what is this song? Or we would blast really loud music. And then I think that, the natural path is, let's start a band.
Yeah, sure, right. Yeah.
And my friend's like, I'll play guitar, you play drums, and I guess you can play bass. Fine, I'll get a bass guitar. I'll work all summer, I'll get that bass.
Right.
What's the name of that real famous skateboarder that is doing commercials now? But he's one of the first guys that became real famous.
Tony Hawk?
Yeah, Tony Hawk. Yeah. He had a video game that came out, say, 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was very famous.
And the Rubber City Rebels had one of their songs on it. And that was they were so excited about that,
Okay.
So I know that because I was a skateboarder at that time, and that was like my life, that game.
Oh, really?
I was going to say, that game was very popular.
That came out in whatever, 97, 98. Well, I don't remember the exact year, but I was like a huge into skateboarding. Yeah. So we worshipped the soundtrack of those games, for sure.
Right.
And the Rebels, Yeah.
Akron.
I don't want to get off track too much, but were you ever part of that whole weird thing down in Columbus, what was Sublime cover bands or something? Do you know what I'm talking about? It was a whole skater thing. I used to know people that were into that.
No, so I probably got out of skateboarding when I was like 16 because my band was so active and I kept breaking bones. And I had to make a choice. Like, man, I can go a few weeks or a few months without skateboarding, but I cannot go a few days without playing my bass.
Right.
So beautiful.
Which is hard with broken fingers.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very intentional choice.
Yeah.
All right, I got to quit skateboarding because I'm serious about the music.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. So, okay, what was this band in high school that you guys are really approaching almost with professional intent? What was that called?
So that band was called Bird Avenue,
Okay.
BYRD Avenue, which is like 2 blocks from the old Time Traveler Records, which is how I built my CD collection.
Oh, okay.
Every Thursday we would go to band practice.
Okay.
And then sometimes alone, sometimes all together, we go walk down to Scott's store, and I would just scour those dollar bins.
Yeah, right.
For something.
Yeah,
Man,
interesting.
We were just there this morning.
So, okay. So, what happens after that? So you're done with high school. Did you go to college?
Yeah. So right after high school. Well, during high school,
I feel like it's a job interview.
Yeah, I know. Where were you at last week?
What are your credentials?
There's a gap in your resume here. What are you doing?
None of that online crap. We got a real school, man.
So during high school, I actually started working at a music venue. You guys probably know it, called the Orange Street in Akron.
I heard about it, but I never went.
So it was an all-ages music venue, truly one of a kind.
Yeah.
They had a lot of touring indie bands, medium to small level bands come through.
Yeah.
And then all of us high school kids, there was a million bands, nowhere to play. Renting the Grotto in Talmadge or a VFW hall was kind of expensive.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
So the Orange Street opened up and we were playing there all the time. Way better than the pay-to-play things that we did at Peabody's. So I just started hanging out there all the time. And eventually I asked the owner, I was like, hey, can you teach me to run sound? Because I can do this. When I listen to albums, I listen to the sound.
Right.
I think I understand this. So he's like, sure. And he taught me how to run sound.
Yeah.
And then the next week he's like, you got this, right? Yeah, sure. And then he literally left. And so I was running sound by myself at like whatever, 17.
Really?
Yeah.
For just these bands, you know, these kid bands like myself. So when I graduated high school, I went straight to recording school, the recording workshop in Chillicothe, and that was an amazing experience. You live there, you breathe recording.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I got home, I started applying for studio jobs and venue jobs, and I immediately got in with a couple studios I was producing out of, and then I kept working at the Orange Street, making records for bands. And then I got hired as one of the original sound engineers for Musica in Akron.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It was technically before, they rebranded as Musica. So I think that was 06. And then we ended up putting a studio above that called Studio B, if you remember that.
No.
Yeah,
There
I do. Yeah.
There was a studio up there that we built by hand, and then there was a record store called B-Side Records.
Okay.
So it was only around for a few years.
Yeah.
It's tough to make it as a recording studio. But yeah, and then I started just running sound for bands.
So you're doing you're doing sound and sort of that technical side of music, recording, what have you, but all the while you're writing songs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my band, basically out of high school, my high school band didn't make it past high school. We graduated. I moved on to another band, which was very of its time. It was like a screamo, post-hardcore band. I was in a punk band that played the Lime Spider. That was my only time playing the Lime Spider. It was for a DIY radio benefit show.
Ron Mullins.
Ron. Was that Cal's brother?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he was on the first Rubber City Rebels Bizarro's record, from Akron. Wow. He was a keyboard player for the Rebels.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was really fun. But the screamo band lasted a few years, and we did some, we released an EP, and that was it. And then it was it wasn't sustainable for me to do that to my voice.
I
don't.
No, when those screamo bands do, they use effects to get that growling sound. Or is that just you ripping your lungs out?
I mean, there's definitely a technique to it.
Yeah.
There's a really, really great teacher that does the Zen of screaming. And I definitely took her course and learned some things from it. But it was
funny.
There's only so much screaming that I could take. Like, I'm a singer.
Yeah, right.
Our drummer Martin Flanoy used to refer to that as devil's music.
But then my brother Kevin, who you guys I believe have met at some point, he was a drummer and he's an amazing piano player now. He piano sort of took over his musical aspirations, he's phenomenal. But we started a band called Made Myriad.
Oh my God, we got to talk about that.
And that was in 2006. We did our first show, and that was at the Daily Double.
That was still there then.
Street.
Yeah,
that was open then.
Yeah, in that back room, the big room.
Yeah,
it was
big room.
I think it was Halloween 2006 was the first time Made Myriad ever played.
Yeah,
and I think we had a couple songs and a couple covers, and it was just Kevin and I for a long time. We had some bassists come in and out, but that band was around for a long time. And I always say there's 25 members of the band. So it's just one of those things where lots of players in Akron have been through.
Have come in and through it. Yeah.
Going back to, when we were reliving our old, that gig that we did together, the fundraiser. Yeah. What was that called? Stone Stock?
Yeah, that was Stone Stock at Firestone High School.
Yeah.
And honestly, that comes up so much in my life. Like,
really?
There's people that I know from Stone Stock. There's people that I play with nowadays that were there as high school students at Stone Stock. And it's the first time I ever met you guys. Yeah. And I was kind of starstruck because I had that record, and it was like finally I'm meeting like the Akron guys. We're here. We're part of the Akron scene now, you know? Like
Right. That was a fun night, man. It was the Bizarros and you, and then I think there was some version of Tin Huey.
Yeah, some
right?
version of Tin Huey, maybe House Guest.
Yeah,
House Guest,
because Dave Rich was playing in one of those bands.
Yeah.
Until like, we could talk about this. You know, it was I'm 74 now, but I never, drank in high school. In the bathroom. But we did it that day.
We were definitely in the bathroom drinking. Like, what are we doing?
It was like like hams or something. We were drinking a cheap beer in the bathroom, sitting on the floor.
Nick's dream of throwing up in the gym finally happened.
We were trying to hide from all the high school kids. Really,
No, but you were one of the nicest guys. It was just a pleasure playing with you and getting to know you. And later on, when you were the sound guy at Jilly's, we reestablished our relationship. So it's been great knowing you, man.
It's great knowing you
Well,
too.
Not like you're going anywhere, but
I was going to say we're not done yet, Nick. So Made Myriad, you guys were pretty successful.
Yeah.
Correct? I guess it depends on how you define success.
Yeah, we definitely worked hard. Our first EP dropped in 2007, and there was lots of momentum behind that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had an idea where
were you on a label?
No.
Okay.
I self-produced all that.
Okay.
And I self-released it on my.
Okay.
So I started a label,
right,
and
yeah.
it came out on my label.
Okay.
And then I started, sort of putting out other bands, but mostly just all of my bands on my label.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did a lot of fun stuff. We eventually did a lot of touring.
Mm-hmm.
On our third record is when we got serious about touring. That was when I was like, I'm gonna sell all my material possessions. I'm gonna get the van.
Go on the road.
And we're getting on the road, and we did for from 2012, 2013 to 2015.
Really?
16, we were up to over 100 shows a year.
Oh my
during
God!
that period of time.
Yeah.
All self-booked tours, and then our last one, we were on a touring. We had an agent, but all of them were just booked by me. It was
A lot of work.
it was a lot of
That's
work.
got to be brutal.
Yeah.
I won't go off on a tangent here, but I'm currently booking a show for something that I'm doing, and it's reminding me
One show,
and in Akron, and it's reminding me of what a pain in the ass it is. And so I can only imagine what it's like for you, traveling around and trying to make. Because once you have done the traveling, you make connections, right?
Well,
so then you come back and they want you remember me? Oh yeah, I want to play again. Yeah,
But you're going to work your way up to next is Canton.
Oh, yeah. Barberton. After that, it's
It was of the day where it's like you reach out to a venue, they don't know who you are, maybe they have the date open. Fine, you can have it, but you got to find all the locals. And I'm 1,000 miles away, and I'm like, all right, looks like I got to do their job too.
Yeah, right.
And it's like I reach out, I find some locals. I become the promoter, promoter. But it doesn't shake out that way.
Yeah.
So that was what a lot of that touring was. It was truly DIY. We're gonna do it, but we got to do it all.
Yeah, right.
But that never stopped me.
DIA, do it all. that should be the new motto, really.
Yes, DIA, do it all.
Hey, this is From Akron and Beyond. I'm Bob Ethington with my co-host Nick Nicholas, and we're talking with Jeff Klemm and about his career in music and about his past and his present and where he's going to be going from here. So with Made Myriad, so that comes to an end like all good things do, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, technically it never ended.
Okay.
We left it open-ended on purpose.
Well, that's cool. Okay.
We were working on a full length. I think the last time we really worked on it was, do I have to say it? 2016, 2017, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 2017 is when we last worked on it in earnest. But I mean, it's pretty close.
Yeah. Okay. So there's another album in the can.
There's another
theoretically.
album that's pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to do that? I don't know.
Right.
I haven't. really come to terms with whatever that is or could be anymore.
How many records in total did you make with that band?
Yeah, so we released an EP in 2007. Our first full length came out in 2014, 2015, but we had released like a couple of EPs in between them, but we ended up deleting them from existence because we had this idea where we would release 3 EPs and then choose the best songs from those EPs, and then that would be the next record. So it's kind of like we took people along the process of making a record and making songs and choosing the best ones.
That's cool. Okay,
but it just never came to fruition. We didn't see it through, which I actually ended up re-releasing that in 2020, remixed and remastered a version of that under my own name, Jeff Klemm. So it was cool revisiting those songs and putting them out again, and just there were like 2 or 3 songs that I added that were like from sessions from 2009, 2010, and I got to finish them off. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
that's kind of what I was wondering, is if there was like along with the unreleased album, if there was or are, like this whole body of work that you could do a best of sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that was along the time where my overt perfectionism really hindered my creative output because it, like, my first EP, like, in my mind was perfect. I had worked on it for so long. Perfect is the word of the day.
Yeah.
That's the word of the day. So then everything after that, it was like I had to get close to that in my mind. There was some pressure. There was some label pressure. There was some PR pressure to sort of live up to that one EP, So there are tons of fragments of half songs, of close to being done songs that we just never put out. We never felt they were good enough, or there were just so many unstable members or people that would just float through the band where it's like, oh, we worked on this song with this guy, but he left, like, oh, his bass line, like, we can't use that song, like, we should have just used the song. It was just a lot of shows, not enough focus, not enough time where we're like looking at the body of work. Oh, you can get this sweet show in the city, like, let's go do that.
Right.
We can put the record on hold,
It's like conflicting priorities, and
absolutely.
Yeah. So when that comes to not necessarily an end,
some or whatever.
What's next for you then? Do you just continue making records under your own name, pretty much, as if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So adding to the unfocus of that time, so I'm going to rewind it just a little bit.
Sure.
Adding to that unfocused time in Made Myriad, I was also in a slew of bands during Made Myriad that were making records, that were playing shows. At one point, I was in 11 bands simultaneously, which is insane. I hear it, and I'm like, that's crazy.
Right.
But, that's how I learned how to, like, that's how I got my chops. I had a couple guitar lessons or bass lessons as a kid, and then I was like, cool, I know how to hold it. I know how to use the pick. Now I'm going to go learn all those records that I love. And that's how I learned, by doing. So in my college years, I would just fill in for all these bands, be a part of all these bands. Being a multi-instrumentalist, I'm able to do that. It uses different parts of the brain. In this band, I play the bass. In this band, I play the guitar. In this band, I play the drums.
Really?
Right.
So, like, there were a lot of bands that were doing a lot of things. So, like, I was in a band called Via Lotus. And we released a full length. We did a bunch of touring in like 2011, 2012.
Okay.
That was probably the biggest tour up until that point, where we went, all the way down south and to Denver and back.
Damn.
But then after Made Myriad ended in 2016, it was I started doing solo stuff. My solo stuff kind of took off around 2015.
Okay.
I had been doing acoustic shows throughout that whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I released my first record, 2015, I think it was,
Okay.
Bring the Shadows, and put a band together, did a bunch of shows as Jeff Klemm and the Letters, released
Okay,
another
right.
album as the Letters. And we started doing shows too.
Yeah, yeah.
Then that morphed into Diamond Kites. And then we released some music and did a bunch of cool shows.
Yeah.
And then it all stopped. I stopped it all because in 2016 my son was born.
Okay.
And
That'll stop things.
well,
It's been known
sure,
to.
but that wasn't why it stopped. It stopped because I needed to get out of the bars.
Yeah, sure,
I
right.
needed
No,
to-
that's what I
needed to
meant.
fix
Yeah, in a
that.
way. It's your life changes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanted to change it.
Right.
Yes,
So
in a good way.
my
right.
whole life was set up to be in a bar.
Yeah.
Right.
It was. I worked as a sound engineer
Yeah.
at a bar.
Right.
We toured across the country at different bars.
Yeah.
My bands were playing at bars.
Yeah.
So my whole life was set up
Yeah.
to be at a bar. It was
Sure.
a problem.
It's
Right,
like our
yeah.
lives, Bob.
It sounds familiar. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you guys absolutely get it.
Sure.
But it was becoming unmanageable for me, and I needed
Sure.
to make a change.
Right.
So that's when I was like, I need to get out of the bar. I need to like do something else for a minute.
Yeah. Right. Which is,
Yeah.
it can be anything. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the bar is often a classic example, but it can be anything. That sometimes you're so involved in something that it's ultimately stultifying, and you need to change. And yeah, I mean, not to be corny, but children can have that effect, a very positive effect on you.
If you want to do it right.
Yeah,
If you-
exactly.
and that was the whole thing. There was a point where I'm like, I'm not doing it right. I gotta figure
Yeah.
this out.
Yeah.
And that was the whole precipice for what I'm doing now. Really.
Right, right.
You know, it was like,
Okay.
I need to do this right.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
I want to just back up for one quick second. Your comment about being in a lot of bands. I think we've talked about this before, Nick. I'm not sure, but I think it's interesting. Like when Nick started the Bizarros in those early years, and the band like Unit 5 that I was in, and all those bands at that time. We were in those bands, and that was pretty much it. I mean, every now and then you might sit in once on a show or record or whatever, but they were much more self-contained units that it was almost like if you were playing with other bands, it was almost like you were cheating.
No, yeah,
And whereas I now, which I think is so dumb, and I now the musicians I work with who, well, not all of them, but fortunately some of them are kind of younger, around your age, frankly, Jeff. Not you, Nick. But I mean, these guys are all, like you say, they're all in like 5, 6, 7 different bands. And I'm actually now theoretically in like, got 3 different things going, but it's like, and if you can manage that, it's really good for your musicianship, right?
Well, back then you had the Rubber City Rebels and Hammer Damage were notorious for having a lot of different members in and out. But the rest of the bands, like Bob was saying, were pretty steady during our careers, you know?
Yeah, but it was, even in those cases, the musicians may have come and gone, but they weren't simultaneously playing in other bands.
Yeah, I don't know of any like that. Yeah.
Right. It was, yeah. So I think it was partially, in the old days, we had this, we were more like, thought like we were going to all become famous. And it's like, well, of course, you better all be in the, it would be like someone in the Rolling Stones playing in the Beatles at the same time. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean,
What a comparison. That's Nick's, not mine. That's Nick's.
Well, I did come up with that.
Yeah. I don't recommend being in 11 bands at one time.
11's a bit much, Jeff. Yes. We need to have a therapy thing
It
here
was
with you.
amazing for my amazing for the chops, not too good for the development of any of them.
Right,
know?
sure.
So,
Well, that's the problem. Yeah. And particularly if you have a perfectionist mindset, then that's going to drive you crazy. Oh,
yeah.
This is From Akron and Beyond. I'm Bob Ethington with Nick Nicholas. We're talking with Jeff Klemm, and we've been talking about his career in music, and that has brought us up to the current day, where I have to say, if my granddaughter was here, she would be, you're like going crazy. Speaking of the Beatles, it would be like a Beatlemania, Mr. Jeff mania.
Yeah.
Oh, she loves your videos and your music.
Oh, and Jerry in my
yeah.
band, his granddaughter's one of your big fans, you know.
Yeah.
They're
So how did I think we have a nice seg here, which is you're having a kid and you're kind of getting away from the rock and roll lifestyle, if I may be cliche about it,
Sure.
and you then move into really being a children's performer and getting great success doing
man.
this as Mr. Jeff. So how did that happen though?
Yeah, so it was sort of a left turn.
Yeah, sure.
But I think people that like really knew me are like, this kind of makes sense simply because I spent so many years playing these sad songs and being this dark thing, you know? But like, if you ever actually talk to me, you'd be like, he's not really like these songs. He's silly, he's playful, he's hilarious. You know, that's me, this silly, playful, optimistic kind of guy.
Right.
But music for me was like therapy. It was very much like I was coping. I was dealing with stuff in that song, and this song was dealing with some. So
and there's an aesthetic of that as well, right? I mean, you can
aesthetic, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't feel that I'm a depressive person, but I love Nick Drake.
One of my all-time favorite artists.
Yeah, me too.
He's great.
But it's like, it's not because I'm, depressive.
Right.
I just like that music.
Yeah, it's
Leonard Cohen, another good example. Yeah.
two of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that was very attractive to me. The darkness, the aesthetic of that, for sure. That's what my branding was for a lot of years.
Right.
But when I decided to just take a pause on all of my own music and get out of the bars, I like gave up my sound engineering job.
Yeah.
Was
Jilly's the last one?
Jilly's was the last one. Yeah. I had been at Orange Street, Musica, Annabelle's. I had traveled around being a sound engineer for some touring bands. But yeah, after Jilly's, it was like, I need to take a step back. So a friend of mine, she was a preschool teacher, and she would just post all these videos of them like in the classroom. I'm like, you know what? That looks really fun. It looks like they're having a great time. She's like, you're great with kids. Why don't you apply?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if they want this rock and roller coming in there.
Apply
with,
as what? Like, what
as
was
a teacher.
Oh, okay.
So I went in there, I applied, they gave me the interview. I was very straight up. I'm like, listen, I think I would be good at this, but I have no experience other than being the oldest of 5. I have a kid and I have a million cousins. So I was always
good credentials. Yeah.
I was always the kid or the big kid at the small kids table. Always. And I'm like, that's all those are my credentials.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, the director of the center is like, just come in, we'll give you the job. Let's see how it is. Let's see how you do. And I get thrown in as a preschool teacher. And it was amazing. It was exactly what I needed to pull myself out of that and really find like my mission.
Yeah,
sure.
Because I had spent so many years singing these sad songs when really I wasn't sad. Like, I was sad, but I didn't want to be sad. Nobody wants to be sad, I don't think.
Right.
So it really affirmed my vision of I want to bring joy into the world. I want to bring happiness. I want to make kids happy because they're the future.
Yeah, sure.
And I want to get kids playing music, because there's a lot of ways for there's a lot of things for kids to not get into music, where I think that it's really important. That's where I found my calling. That's where I found my passion.
Right.
And I'm just trying to spread that around
Yeah,
to the
sure.
kids.
Yeah.
So when I started as a teacher, I did not bring my guitar in. I didn't tell anybody that I was a musician.
Right.
Only the person who knew me as a musician. She was just like, hey, this guy you just hired is like a real musician. Like, ask him to bring the guitar. So one day all right, fine, I'll bring the guitar in. Because I really just wanted to focus on being a teacher. I wanted to learn. I wanted to understand. I didn't want to do a bad job.
Right.
I didn't want to do bad by these kids.
Right, sure.
Just asked me to bring in my guitar. I'm not going to play my sad songs for these kids.
No.
So I had to learn the classics, the
Right.
Raffies, the Wheels on the Bus, the
Right.
endless Baby Sharks.
Right, yeah. Baby Beluga.
Baby Beluga. That's my daughter's night song to this
Okay.
There
day.
really is a
Yeah.
song called that.
Sure,
Baby
of course,
Beluga.
Nick. By Raffi.
Raffi. That's a
Boy.
classic.
You're out of it, Nick.
Came out in the 60s. So it started with just the
Did you know that Daniel Lanois produced the first Raffi album?
Daniel. Oh, from U2?
Yes.
Produced the first what?
Raffi album. Yes.
You know what I did because I read his autobiography.
Okay.
But
Isn't that funny?
that is crazy.
Well, you guys talk about that. Mention so the audience knows who you're talking
Well,
about.
he's a very famous producer who produced
He did
famously
Joshua Tree, right?
U2, and he did well, I'm sorry.
Didn't he do Joshua Tree?
Yeah,
By
Joshua
U2?
Tree.
Okay.
Yeah, and he did some Bob
Gabriel?
Dylan albums.
Yeah, Dylan, yeah.
Time Out of Mind, and he did. Yeah, he's done just a very famous, and he has a very distinctive style to his production. So it's just very forward-thinking, kind of like a Brian Eno. Like he has a
Yeah.
very definite sound to
It's
his
like-
production, and it's just so funny that he got his career started playing or producing Raffi, which is
Raffi is like the original children's musician, like the
Gotcha.
original mainstream, biggest children's
of
musician
current day.
yeah,
Right.
60s,
Yeah.
70s.
Right,
Like he
right.
was that.
Yeah. And so my kids, for instance, Nick, who are all totally adults now, they all loved Raffi.
Ah,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, we played those records. So anyway,
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. That is quite the tidbit.
Yeah.
can't control myself. And then
That's a
those
good
things
one,
come
though,
into my head.
I also have some more info on Stone Stock whenever we want to get into
Oh,
it.
I'm
okay.
ready.
I got something.
I'm ready.
But with the music in the classroom, it started with just playing with the kids in my classroom, playing for the kids. All right, we'll play. And then a couple of other classrooms would join. Then all of a sudden, I'm doing a show for the whole school.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Then they're like, hey, can you do this every Friday? So I'm doing a show for these kids every Friday. And then it becomes just part of the day
Right,
in my
right,
preschool
right.
classroom. I'm drilling holes in a wall for a wall hanger for my guitar. And then we're doing circle time. And then we grab the guitar and it's just part of the thing.
Right.
So then people started asking, when's your next public show? And I never done a public show as a children's music artist. And it was
right.
it was really a mental block for me to like commit.
Yeah.
Because in that school to these kids, I wasn't Made Myriad guy
Yeah,
or Jeff
right.
Klemm guy or whatever.
Yeah, sure. You're
Right,
their guy.
I was their guy.
Yeah.
I was Mr. Jeff in there, you
Yeah.
know, and I was making a difference to them. And that was the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
So when I started doing shows as Mr. Jeff, it was really like I got to either commit to this or not do it at all, because I
Right.
don't want to be the guy that's like, I do this, but it's not sincere. Like
sure.
It needed to feel sincere for me to actually want to do it.
Yeah,
And-
sure.
And that's how I feel.
And if it
Yeah.
wasn't sincere, it would be very bad because
they would
kids
see right
kids
through
are
it.
going to see through it. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
You're like Krusty the Clown in The Simpsons. Right. I hate those guys.
Hey, kids, want to hear a song?
So this is totally taken off for you. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really a great thing. And
You know, I knew about your career and how successful you were. And then on Instagram a few months ago, there you are at the Grammys.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. It's a big deal.
Yeah. So I submitted I think 2 years ago, I submitted to be in the Recording Academy, which is the academy that votes on the Grammys and does a
Yeah.
lot of music advocacy. And
It's like the Academy for the movies, right? It's like that version.
Yeah. Like the Oscar
Yeah,
Academy
yeah.
does
Right.
movies. The Recording Academy does music.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
understanding is that Recording Academy has a lifetime ban on Nick. I don't know what the story is.
I've
but-
been trying.
Anyway, so yes. So,
Go ahead,
But
buddy.
yeah, you gotta. There's like a big process to get through to get in, and I submitted everything, and they make you wait like 6 months. So I submitted it, and I'm like, all right, I don't know when I'm going to hear about it, and I'm doing one of the biggest Mr. Jeff shows, like 400 kids at this point.
Oh, wow,
400
that's
kids, and I'm like,
it's a big deal.
I had sound checked. They're all out there waiting. I check my phone. There's the email. You're in the Recording Academy. And
Oh,
I'm
wow,
like,
cool.
so there was a little extra pep in my step during that show.
Sure.
Oh,
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
man.
So with that, I was able to vote and also submit my own music. So I submitted the first children's music album that I did to the Recording Academy for the Grammys, and I was on the ballot.
Okay.
Right next to the Wiggles.
Okay. Yeah.
My album was called Wonderful, 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 and the W's, and then there was the Wiggles. So pretty cool seeing my name on the Grammy ballot.
Yeah. Sure.
We did not get a nomination or a win for the Grammys, but I did get to go and network with a lot of other Recording Academy members.
Right.
And
Beautiful.
just being in the room where it happens is
Yeah.
incredible.
Sure.
It's really great getting
And
to meet.
any of those connections are going to be helpful in a lot of ways, right? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But you did win a significant award around that time.
Yes. So I was nominated for Best Children's Album for a World Entertainment Award, which is a different entity than the Grammys, but it happened the same weekend in LA. So I did get to fly to Beverly Hills and accept an award and give a 2-minute speech in front of my music industry peers.
Oh, my God.
Nice. Wow.
So that was very exceptional. And there were some other children's music artist friends that I knew that were like rooting for me and, hollering when I won.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was really, really cool.
All that
It
hard
really
work,
was.
man, it just paid off, you know?
Thank you.
It's paying off.
Thank you.
So your records, how are they available to
Yeah, how
people?
can we shop
I mean,
for-
are they vinyl, CDs, streaming? How do you do that?
Yeah,
These-
so obviously everything's available via streaming,
Right.
Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music. My YouTube channel has the most, like your granddaughter says, there's most of my music videos and content is out there on YouTube. It's a really good way to find it.
You can't see me smiling here. Jeff had this look on his face. He already knows. I've watched these videos 10,000 times. I'm actually, see, I have a kind of love-hate thing with you, Jeff, to be honest, because they're great. But, okay, the bubbles. Enough with the bubbles.
That's beautiful.
No, they're great. They're really fun. And my granddaughter just loves them and dances around in the room. And it's great. Yeah.
Anyway, are there any hard copies to
Yeah.
be able to be bought like through your website or whatever?
Yeah, so I do have CDs of my first record. The second album is like a lullaby piano record, and we never made hard copies of that, but we might. And my third album comes out in just a few weeks. We just wrapped it up.
Yeah.
There will be hard copies and CDs for that.
Okay.
All of it's available on my website.
And what's that going to be?
Yeah,
What's that
what's
called?
the website?
MrJeffIsFun.com.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And the name of the album?
The first one?
Or the new one that's coming out?
Okay, I haven't told anybody. You guys get the exclusive.
All right.
It's
Scoop.
exciting.
Scoop time.
Okay.
The third Mr. Jeff full-length children's music album is called Big Kid Stuff.
I like it.
All right, it's
I like
good.
it.
So
Yeah.
it's a little more geared towards bigger kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's dealing with a little bit more of things that you deal with as a big kid
Right.
versus versus some of the toddler stuff that I've done in the past.
Yeah.
But I think that the songs are really fun.
And don't
strong.
forget your fan base, man.
Oh, I'm not getting
This artistic growth thing might work, it might not, because I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It'll age up with you, right?
Yeah.
Out of diapers. Out of diapers, the next journey.
So, okay, so for people who are hearing this and are wondering about where to see you, you play a lot. I mean, you play a lot at libraries. I know, I'm a former librarian, so I have all those connections. So I know that you play a lot at Akron
you're
Summit
at
County Public
Highland Square,
Library.
right?
I worked at Highland Square for several years. I was head of that branch,
Sorry, yesterday.
and then I worked down at Maine.
You were
for
an
most of my
executive
career.
then, your final career.
Yeah. So don't mock me, Nick. Anyway. Yeah, so I mean, I guess going to your website would be the best way just to see where you're performing.
I
right?
Schedule.
Yeah, I try and keep everything as current as I can on my website. This summer, for summer reading,
Yeah.
this is my I want to say 4th year of doing my Loud in the Library summer tour. And it started with 7 shows.
Yeah.
Then the next year was 14. Then the next year was like 20. And this year is 48.
Really?
Yeah.
And then I added a couple more. So I'm up to 50 shows this summer.
Do you
Yeah.
go beyond Summit County?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, Portage. I'm going to Columbus, Dayton area.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got it made, because I mean, libraries love exactly the kind of thing that you're doing with the spirit and professionalism that you're doing it.
Sure.
And they love to have somebody that they can count on, and so you'll be doing this for next 50 years.
Yeah, my wife and I always joke around where I like get my old man back out and I say, "Up in bubbles." I'm gonna be singing that till I'm 50, 70, 80. I'll be singing it till I'm 90. Up in bubbles, man.
Mr. Jeff is scary, Mom.
Mr. Jeff is old.
Old and scary. That's terrible. That's terrible.
But
Thank you for the compliments.
Well,
Bob.
no, but I'm serious.
Good stuff.
I vouch for your performing for children. It's fun. It's wholesome. It's exciting. It's energetic and catchy as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
And kids love it. So if you get a chance to see Mr. Jeff Klemm or at any of the libraries or whenever he's doing shows, that sounds great. And then I have a feeling, I have a suspicion that at some point you'll just show up somewhere and do new or old songs of your sad variety. Is that going to happen at some point? Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Because it's there. It's in you. You
It's
can't.
there.
Yeah.
It's in me. Funny story. The city of Cuyahoga Falls asked me to, every year they ask me to do a gig for them. And
Okay.
I'm always like, well, what do you want? Do you want me? Do you want Jeff Klemm? Do you want Mr. Jeff? Like,
Yeah,
I need to know.
Yeah,
Sure.
right.
You know? And this year they're like, no, we want Jeff Klemm.
Okay.
And I'm like, are you sure? Because the Mr. Jeff thing will be able to bring like whatever, a couple hundred kids to this thing, and
Right,
it'll be a
right.
blast. Like,
Yeah.
No, we want the singer-songwriter stuff.
Okay.
So they promote it as Jeff Klemm. I'm excited. I start shedding my old songs. I get there, I start setting up, mostly kids.
Oh, really?
Mostly kids. And I'm like, there was a section over here of the people that wanted to hear my old songs and made myriad stuff, and then the section over here, people are like, I Loud in the Library.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And I'm like, that's next. Hold on. So it became this interesting combo show that I never thought my worlds would collide in that way.
Yeah, right,
And
yeah.
it was really cool. And there's actually this family who, super wonderful family. They come to see me. They have kids of like starting at I think 10 going down to like 2. So but the mom listens to Made Myriad
Okay.
a lot as well as the Mr. Jeff stuff. And the girl, the oldest girl, so sweet. I played her birthday party as Mr. Jeff. She said, "Hey, can I come up and sing Encircled with you?" Which is one of my like darkest Made Myriad songs.
No.
And I was like, "Let's go!"
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so she came up and crushed it. I couldn't. Like I knew she was talented, but her singing my song, like practically better than me, was so inspiring.
Yeah,
It was wild. There's film of it somewhere.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It just had to be like poignant, right? Like it was.
I couldn't believe because all the kids were like, "What is this?" And she's just doing it, and the people there for Made Myriad were like, "Yeah!"
Oh, that's so cool.
It was a weird collision where I never saw coming.
Yeah.
You said you had another Stone Stock story.
Oh yeah. So Stone Stock, Nick, is where we first met each other.
Yes.
And like I said, I was a little starstruck by you guys and Tim Healy and you, of course.
Yeah. But you know,
I don't think I was there, but
that was like a fundraiser for the arts department at Firestone High School, the old Firestone High School. Okay.
Right. It was a fundraiser, and they asked a bunch of bands to do it, and my buddy Tyler just sent me the flyer. So we have all the info. Go ahead and read it if you want.
I have a T-shirt from that. The Bizarros. Hey, we were headlining.
Yeah, you were.
Members of Tin Huey, house guest, Tiger Fighter, Will Cleary, Made Myriad, The Christopher Carter Show, Polymerization, Katie Jet, and Granite Union.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. See, check the date. 2009.
Oh.
That was the year we did it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I was not there.
Okay.
But I don't know why. I think, again, I must have been out of town or something. What was the date again? What was the year? Did you
It
say?
should be on there, right?
2009.
The date, is the date on the top of there?
No. Oh, yeah. Oh, it is. Huge. Yes. Where? I don't see it here. No, it's very big. Yes. I know. Okay. I know why I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I
November
was,
6th.
That's one of your prison stints.
2009.
I can't talk about it. No, I was, well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was like I said, that was just an event that for some reason just keeps coming up because I play with members of high school kids that were there to see it. And like, I mean, Firestone is prolific with their musician output.
Oh, sure.
Like there's so many players around here that are full-time players that are from like this exact show.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
That was fun getting to know everybody, you know?
Yeah.
Me.
All right. Well, I wasn't there, so I say that we're done with this conversation. However, it has been a wonderful one and very interesting and very eye-opening for me to learn about just how varied the career of Jeff Klemm is. So
fascinating,
it's been very, very interesting. So thanks so much for being our guest.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
We're looking forward to this for so many weeks. Now you're here.
Yes, exactly, for sure.
I was really looking forward to it as well, being fans of you guys.
Well, thank you.
And
That's
the
nice.
show and you as people in your band. So
Well, thanks
thank
so
you
much.
so much for having me.
So our guest has been Jeff Klemm. This is Bob Ethington with Nick Nicholas. This has been From Akron and Beyond, and we will see you next time.
So long.